Wow. Wow. Oh, I'm like, where did I hear this song before? But I know I just watched the Wednesday episode when they play this. Kia ora and welcome. My name is ZoeStibi and I'm your vocal coach for today because we're going to be taking a look at Lady Gaga at the VMAs. I'm obsessed. I love Lady Gaga. Let's just get to it. We're looking at her vocal technique to see, well, what she's doing. She's a master. She's been doing this for a long time.
The category is Dance or Die. Put your paws up and take it! Play the tone for the angels, drawing circles in the crowd. Keep your mind on the distance when the devil turns around. Sing it! Love me if you're
Oh, wow. Isn't she just not like I'm just like sitting here going like, wow, how do they come up with this stuff? She's amazing. Wow. Oh, I'm so excited. Oh, I'm excited to have a look. Okay, so we've got this. We've got a really easy chest voice there. Look, Lady Gaga's, she's obviously got the world tour going on at the moment. She's well in training for that. She's got, probably good stamina going on there. But you can hear there's no scratch in the sound, no catching in the sound. We've got a really clear chest voice down here. Just go back on that. It almost sounds like she's just dropping the larynx there a little bit.
play the tone for the angels, drawing circles in the crowd. Keep your mind on the distance when the devil turns around. Sing it! Love me if your heart don't lie. The magic of the dawn light. Save me from this empty fight. In the game of life, like a poet by a lady in red.
Oh my God, I'm obsessed with this song. I love it. So we can see that she goes, sing it! And that's her sort of more of her like spoken out belty kind of sound. Then you go, so we've got this lowering of the larynx and we've gone away from that really thicker than thick vocal fold because we've added in quite a lot of thyroid tilt in there. So the thyroid is where the vocal folds live in here. And when we tilt the thyroid, it makes that's the main difference between speaking and singing. So we've got this lovely, I don't want to say it's all lovely, but we've got this sort of like darker sound and it's not quite as like present as if to be going da 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 if we were to keep the larynx in a more vertical position. Wow. Wow. I love how she just always brings so much energy, but also just so, like, she's always creating new performances. Like, same choreography, obviously, by Paris. It's from New Zealand, but it's like, yeah, absolutely incredible. Let's just go back on that. So abracadabra, na, we can hear that she's raised the larynx there. We've got less of a darkening going on, but she's not trying to force for volume. And this is something that really, you start to learn when you do a lot of performance that it's actually not all about the volume. You can do a lot more with the microphone than you realize. So, obviously she can't move the microphone away. So we've got that abracadabra, I'm like messing up the words. So we've got the larynx going up, but she's not necessarily acoustically getting louder in that moment. Let's just go back on that. Yeah, and you can see that when she's here. Sega so she's actually in sort of what you would maybe even sing. It's a grand night for singing. She's actually quite a legitimate kind of musical theater sound in there. Lots of thyroid tilt. She could choose to add in the vibrato or not, but in that moment, it's not that. It's not a belt. It's still a chest voice sound with loads of thyroid tilt. We have to have that in it to sweeten the sound and also to add depth to the sound. A lot of singers come in and they're like, I want more resonance. I want more depth. And what we're really after is a lot of thyroid tilt. And that is something that you need to come and learn in one-to-one singing lessons, because it's not just about watching a video. We need to hear it and show you really how you can practice this sort of stuff. But if you're wanting to get this type of sound, it has a lot to do with the way in which we warm up our voices. So if you want to get my Warm Up Like a Pro download, then you can check out the freebie down in the description below. Because if you don't warm up your voice properly, there's no way in hell you're going to be able to sing like this. I know I'm stopping at the same time, but you can't do anything about it. So, when she's going, scout with me over TV, I can't do that sound. I'm learning at the moment actually to be able to do it. But that sort of like distorted sound, what we're doing is we're creating an irregular pattern of the movement of the vocal folds. It's actually created above the vocal folds. And that level of constriction, it doesn't have any pitch behind it. So that's something that's happening above the vocal folds that we do need to learn how to do. And that's just so fantastic, because I know that Lady Gaga just has this like versatility within her voice to be able to do that, but she's not going to be doing any type of damage or anything like that to her sound because there's no pressure behind it either.
Like the words of a song, I hear you call. Like a thief in my heart, you criminal. You stole my thoughts before I dreamed them. And you killed my queen with just one pawn. This good boy is no surprise.
like, where did I hear this song before? But I know I just watched the Wednesday episode when they played this. Ah, cool. Okay. Dancing until I'm dead. Dancing until I'm dead. Awesome. Okay. So we've got, I'm just like, so confused. I was like, I know this song and I don't know the name of this song. Anyway, that's very unhelpful. Let's go back on the beginning of this.
Like the words of a song, I hear you call.
It's a perfect example of how when we change it, like the words of a song, you hear me call. She's raised the larynx and also tightened the back of the throat there. We're creating these huge changes in the timbre and the color sound instead of abracadabra, oh, na, na, with that lowering and that sort of like widening. We've gone into this completely different sound.
Like a thief in my head, you criminal. You stole my thoughts before I dreamed them. And you killed my queen with just one pawn. This good boy is no surprise. This good boy won't make me cry. Yeah, keep on dancing until I'm dead.
So we've got that A, C, A, C, E. And we're right down there on the sort of like the A4 there. Oh, sorry, the A3. Ba-da-da-da-da, A, C, A, C, E. When we're down in that sort of like lower chest voice area or range of notes, whatever you want to call it, we want to make sure that we're not singing too loud because the microphone, it's right here. And you want to keep the volume relatively low when the microphone says so. I'm not sort of pretending I'm Lady Gaga in that moment, but I want you to think about, you need to be able to use the microphone as a singer to your advantage because like, why the hell not? You don't have to sing out really, really loud. And especially when, you know, you're dancing so much, the breath flow will be much, much higher because you'll be like holding back the breath so much. So when you're keeping it nice and quiet and you've got that thicker vocal fold contact, it's going to be much easier for you.
This good boy won't make me cry. Yeah, keep on dancing until I'm dead. Dancing until I'm dead. Dancing until I'm dead. Yeah, keep on dancing until I'm dead. Dancing until I'm dead. 'Cause when you kill me inside, that's when I came alive. Yeah, the music's gonna bring me back from dead. Dancing until I'm dead. Dancing until I'm dead.
So we go dancing until I'm dead, dancing until I'm dead. So we've definitely got thicker vocal folds, but it's more of like a speech quality rather than going, you know, you listen to it and you're like, oh, maybe that belt is very high. No, it's not belt. It's not loud enough to be belt, but it's definitely like lots of thyroid. Dancing until I'm dead, dancing until I'm dead. I mean, look, I'm no Lady Gaga. I'm not pretending like I'm singing like this, but we've got that higher larynx position. It's quite bright as well. Dancing until I'm dead. And we've got quite a lot of that AES narrowing in there in order to create that brightness. And then you go, bring me back from the dead. She got very low volume. And a lot of thyroid tilt in there to be able to go up.
You've created a creature of the night. Now I'm haunting your hair, your soul, your eyes. This good
And that's a perfect way. You can see that. Your eyes. So she takes the larynx lower and allows the vocal folds to, well, actually when you take the larynx lower, it gives the feeling that the vocal folds are thickening up, but you don't really have to do that. You go, your eyes, if you were to hold the larynx high, and your eyes, it gives the sense that the sound is being darkened and made louder or sort of like more voluminous, but it's not really. You've just taken the larynx a little bit lower there. Now I'm saying all of these things as if they sound quite easy. They have become easy in terms of the whole performance for someone like Lady Gaga, but this has taken her time to learn how to create these different types of sounds through training. And that's something I really want to like kind of push home and hit home, is really to say like singing is not as easy as a lot of the people out there on the internet make it to seem. You know, you do have to really learn these things. Lots of us spend years and years in vocal training to be able to do these sorts of things. So I'm not trying to poo-poo them, not trying to say that they're super easy. Sometimes I forget myself that, you know, I did spend a really long time learning how to do these sorts of things. So, but we spent time in one-to-one singing lessons, and that's really what it's about. And that's why, if you check out the link in the description below, my online singing school is accepting a very small number of online students for one-to-one lessons. So you can join in and check out how you can apply down below.
Now I'm haunting your hair, your soul, your eyes. This goodbye is no surprise. This goodbye won't be goodbye. Yeah, keep on dancing till the day.
Okay, so we've got quite a lot of, you know, effects going on here. You can hear this, but we don't know that she sings everything live. It's just that, you know, this is kind of creating this sort of brightness. You can hear there's obviously like some sort of, I'm not very good at all of that sort of stuff with the audio engineering. I don't know the proper words for it. But anyway, some audio engineering magic. Let's just call it that. So we've got this down. Let's just go back on this. That's a very this time will make me cry. She's taken a lot of that effect out of the sound. This time, lowered larynx will make, and then for the higher note, make cry. Larynx is high, but there's also a little bit of tightening going on at the back of the larynx there. Well, the back of the throat, really, not the larynx. Can you see there though? She pulled the microphone just ever so slightly away from her mouth. And that's just something that, you know, she's showing us that obviously the sound is getting a little bit louder in that moment. So let's just go back on that because I'm really interested to hear this slightly louder sound. Now, this is definitely still not belt. This is still very much a chest voice sound. This is dance until I'm dead. And we've got that lots and lots of thyroid tilt. Even you could say a bit of vocal fold thinning going on as we're going higher because that needs to happen in order to allow the vocal folds to stretch to reach those higher notes. You can see that we're staying in the same vocal cord. Oh, sorry, what was that? She's doing a little yeah. And we've still got that same sort of feeling. This is also where you would also, if you're interested, go into a bit of the sort of even the screaming or even like kind of a lot of the high power kind of rock stuff. I'm going to say that wrong. I'm going to get some comments about that, I'm sure. So we've got that very like loads of thyroid tilt going on there, and that's so important. Otherwise we sort of start to get that feeling like we're squeezing in the throat, like we're hitting the ceiling, and that's not what we want. Wow, you can see as well the breath going on. There's a lot of work. This is hard work to sing at this level. So when we're seeing her there, going dad here, but on the dance floor. So we've got this slightly lowering of the larynx going on, probably even like a little bit of the dropping of the tongue in order to darken that sound. You know, for Lady Gaga, this is like bread and butter. We've got a very clear sound, and we've got this slightly lifting up of the chin there. You don't have to, but you can do. But I love, you can see she's pulled the microphone away. It's clearly an acoustically much louder sound in that moment. She's gone like this. Now, again, she is a very, you know, she's in the middle of a tour, so she's probably putting this on. She doesn't need to do that. That's about showing us that she's putting more energy into the sound. So we go, and really what you'd be doing in a situation of where you were struggling to hit those notes is you would be using those larger muscles of the back and the head and the neck in order to support that sound. This is just like a perfect example of how it looks, but you can see that the chin is slightly up there. That's to help arrest this sort of like, or to stop the larynx from kind of tipping forward in that moment, because when we are going into that louder chest voice sound, we want better vocal fold contact, and that can sometimes be kind of helped when we don't go yeah, when we keep that larynx so high and keep so much thyroid tilt. It is really dependent on the person as well, and that's why we have to really look at this on a one-to-one basis. So if you do want to learn how to sing this sort of music higher up in the range and really not take all of that weight up high, which is like exactly Lady Gaga is like, this is textbook perfect vocal technique here. So if you want to learn how to do this sort of thing, then you need to get onto one-to-one singing lessons. And that's why the Vocal Academy, my online singing school, is accepting a really small group of online one-to-one singing students. So you can check out the link in the description below if you'd like to apply for that. Yeah, there we go. It's good. You can see it. Yeah. And she kind of went, her. And that was almost like the vocal folds kind of like beefing up there in that moment. But we're definitely seeing, I've got paranoia that I've like not plugged in my recording device for the audio, but you know what? I've decided in life it doesn't matter. You can see there that she's not beefing up throughout the whole thing. I actually don't really think that she touched on belting at all, because belting is kind of, to be honest, like a little bit boring if you were to belt through the whole thing. So I love that this is all, it's really about the full performance here, but she's kept it in a relatively light vocal fold position. You know, we would probably call this a little bit of a mix, but really it's a mix of what? That's chest voice taken further up in the range, but not taking the weight of the chest voice and kind of feeling that sort of like, feeling like you're hitting the ceiling or like you're straining for those high notes. That's really what she's doing there. Oh, excuse me, near the coffee. So that was amazing. I love it. It was so fantastic. I think that was just like insane. She's amazing. Is she not? Like, let me know down in the comments what your favorite part of that performance was, because I have to say, I do love a good mashup, and I think probably Abracadabra is probably one of my favorite songs, but I do really love that she just puts so much energy, and like everything that she does is so individual. I feel like there's no regurgitation of anything. She's kind of like the epitome of the entertainer, and I love that about Lady Gaga. But she also just is singing so wonderfully, and I think that she's singing better than I've ever heard her sing, and very clearly actually. But I know that she's talked about that she stopped smoking, and so you know, this is kind of what comes out of it, is really that you can sing higher. So yeah. Although no judgment, if you want to smoke, you can smoke. It's just that that will probably be also like one of the limiting parts of singing, unfortunately. So if you've enjoyed this video, I'd love it if you could hit that subscribe button. I have like a massive goal this year. It's October and I can't believe it. I really want to reach 1 million subscribers this year. I want to reach 1 million subscribers because I know that I can then carve out more of my working week in order to help you with your vocal technique. And I am absolutely obsessed with that. So hit that subscribe button to help me out. And And if I do that, if we hit 1 million, like when we hit 1 million, not if, when we hit 1 million, I'm going to be releasing my entire 10-week Sing Without Strain course. And that's going to be available for you here free on YouTube. Check out some more Lady Gaga up here, and I'll see you around here next time. Just remember, absolutely anyone can learn to sing, and that's what I'm here to help you to do. So get to it. A whole bunch of free bits down there. Yes, I'm talented. Yeah. Oh, that was awful. And I'm call myself a singing teacher.